Class, we are going to jump into week 10. Week 10 is packed full of content. Our two topics are going to be ROI, your return on investment, and optimizing ad performance. We will wrap up project 3 this week, so I'll go through those instructions and talk a little bit about project 4 as well. So let's start with ROI and conversion tracking. The real power in Google AdWords, in my opinion, is not so much the platform. You may decide that it works or doesn't work for your business, but a huge advantage in Google AdWords is that I know down to the penny how much money I'm getting back for how much money I spend if I set it up correctly. The key to being able to set this up correctly is to be able to track conversions. A conversion in online advertising is when you convert a visitor to your website to a customer, a paying customer. Now that might vary depending on how you've set up your business. If you are selling a product, it's fairly simple because you know you've converted a visitor into a paying customer when they actually purchase the product. And so you can put a little code snippet on the page that pops up after they purchase the product, usually a thank you for your purchase or something like that. You'd put a little code snippet on that page, and that tells Google AdWords that you have made a conversion. You've converted a visitor into a customer. Other models might be a little bit more difficult. If you're running Google AdSense, the conversion happens when someone clicks on one of your advertisements. So you can think it through a little bit about what a conversion is for your website, for your business, but identifying that conversion is the first step. And then to calculate return on investment, you'll want to read through these things. What is your profit? What is your expense? How do you measure sales and conversions? And then this is crucial here, setting up conversion tracking. And then you'll open a Word document and address these in a brief essay, and then that's it. There's additional reading here if you'd like, but this setup really allows you to tap into the power of Google AdWords to see if it's a valuable tool for your business or not. So of course you'll have a discussion board right here, due March 13th for your initial post. And then March 15th will be your follow-up responses. Project 3, we will wrap up Project 3 last week. Remember, last week you started this process and you did not activate your campaign. Now you'll want to run your campaign. You want to start it. But there's a note here that says you need to set a daily budget to a reasonable amount. This is in big bold lettering because it is possible if you don't set a daily budget and run your Google ad campaign that the cost of those advertisements can just run wild. And so you really have to make sure you set a daily budget. It's not hard to do. It's encouraged. It's part of the process. And that just tells Google, don't spend more than $3 a day on my advertisements. And that should get you plenty of impressions and clicks to drive people to your site. And really all you're going to do is once you've gotten that far in the project, you're just going to take 2 screenshots. Make sure those screenshots mirror what you see here. One is a screenshot of your keywords, and the other is a screenshot of the 2 ads you've run in your campaign. This just tells me you've set it up correctly. That's all. So that's all you need to submit. It's a fairly simple project, but just take a screenshot of each of those for your campaign and turn it in. So nothing complex for project 3. I want you to spend more time on that AdWords campaign creation, making sure you've got your ads set up correctly. Let's talk a little bit about optimizing ad performance. Now, this is a process you can go through over and over, and should go through over and over. as you use Google AdWords. But the essence of this is that you will document just some of the basics from this campaign data document. You may not have developed all this data for your AdWords campaign yet, but you can go ahead and use this document instead of your own campaign data for this. And so you'll go through and it'll help you walk through essentially the same process. How many clicks, or excuse me, the same process you would go through for your campaign. How many clicks, impressions, average cost per click, etc., etc. And then it'll help you understand the context of this data so that you know what to do based on this data. This is really, again, just preparing you for your individual campaign, and that will be the bulk of Project 4 is how to improve, but this is your training for that. Then you want to open this Excel file, and based on the information from up here, you'll want to answer these questions. And that will be it. So it really comes down to answering what keywords do you want to add, delete, or pause, and why, and what ads do you want to add, delete, or pause. And you want to rely on this data to answer these questions. Your discussion board for optimizing ad performance. First post will be due March 15th. Replies will be due March 17th. Then we'll hit on Project 4 briefly. And the last point you'll have on here is your weekly reflection. Let's pull up Project 4. Project 4 is where you'll show your ability to analyze and improve your ads, your AdWords campaigns. And so you'll pull, there's a video here that gives you a full overview, so I won't go completely in depth. I do a great job here just walking you through step by step what you need to do. Down here is a screenshot of your first of that first tab. This is where you'll record all your information. Essentially what you're doing is you're recording before data, meaning what your data looks like right during the first week. You'll run your campaign, right? You start your campaign and stop your campaign and give yourself a set week's worth of data. Then you'll fill out what your performance was. Then you go through the other tabs, help you make some changes and improvements, and you'll record your after. So you want to see the difference in your campaign performance based on the changes you've made. Again, the video up here will walk you through that in detail, but the purpose of this project is to help you understand how to make changes and improve your campaign. Because of the nature of this, you want to get started on it right away. This is not a project you want to put off because you need time to collect data. So if you wait until the last week to do this, you won't have enough time to collect the data for the project. And that's it. Week 10 is a packed week. Please reach out if you have any questions, if I can help you with Project 3 or Project 4, or any discussion about the conversion for your website, what that might be, and how to optimize your site, or excuse me, optimize your AdWords campaign.